Welcome back. Today I'm making my first attempt at a portrait in a very long time. I've always feared portraits as something that's outside of my reach. And despite how bad this one ends up looking, I was wrong in that assessment. I had purchased Winsor & Newton's DVD Oil Painting in the 21st Century: Portraits and People with Jimmy Leslie. I found the content to be very helpful in beginning this process. I'll put a link in the description as to where this can be purchased. While you watch me struggle today with my first attempt at a self-portrait, I thought I'd go into a little bit more depth on what you should look out for when making supply purchases. Winsor & Newton is a good brand for beginners. The cost is reasonably low, and the quality isn't bad. However, I submit to you Exhibit A into question. This is a tube of Winsor & Newton's Indian Yellow. I've taken a small dab of the paint and applied it directly to the splotch of color that they had put on there to help you identify which color is contained within. As you can see, these two hues are wildly different. While the paint is much closer to what an Indian yellow is supposed to look like than the splotch is, I find this unacceptable. Even more so because it's coming from a company that's main demographic is the beginner to hobby artist. For somebody that doesn't know the difference, they may pick up this tube expecting that bright yellow that's depicted on the package, only to get it home and find that it's the wrong yellow. This information leads me to the assumption that Winsor & Newton doesn't care if you buy the wrong paint. It makes me question what else the company has sacrificed in their pursuit of profitability over quality. So I submit to you Exhibit B. This is a tube of Williamsburg yellow ochre, where the same test has been administered to. You can almost not even tell it's been done. This is so because of two reasons. One, the splotch of paint that the company put on there is actually paint, possibly even straight from the tube you're buying. And two, the company obviously wants to provide you with a quality product, and at no point do they ever want you to question the value that they place on making sure that you never buy the wrong thing. Williamsburg paints are not what I would consider professional grade, but they are definitely top notch for artist grade paints. Their handmade process gives the paint a smooth, consistent feel with stunning quality within the pigment strength. In this video, I'm also using some of the mediums we got in the sample set. Knowing that this would probably not be a success, I've taken some liberty to do some experimenting with medium choices that I've never used. I've decided for this one we would test out the fat over lean method. Here you see the paint being applied with the lean. I like the way it affected the paint. However, much like the spike oil we got in this set, the lean has a smell to it that some may not like. It wasn't really strong enough for me to mind unless I was a little too close to it, but it was there. As I do a little bit more work to see if I can fix some of the proportion and perspective issues I see, I will use the fat medium to see what kind of effects I can pull out of this method of painting. All artists have their good days and their bad days. Sometimes you can produce masterpieces with little to no effort, while other days it seems like you work forever to come up with a piece that looks like a big blob of paint. It's all about moving forward and learning what works and what doesn't. If you let one bad painting or even one bad review hold you back, you will find it to be impossible to get better. You must be able to move past these things and learn to ignore the haters.